Hello. So I'll wait a few minutes before I start for everyone to tune in. This is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna take a while. We're gonna cover the cryptocurrency dump as it's happening, maybe show some support lines. Let's get everything ready. Do let me know where you're tuning in from, if you're panicking in the market at the moment, or if you're like super relaxed and you don't really care about this a small correction. But if you're new to the market, do let me know if you're panicking right now. So I want to make sure that I can see how many people are tuning in. One person, nine people. Do make sure you hit that like button. And yeah, I think we're going to start in about 3 or 4 minutes, letting people to tune in. And I'll give a bit of an update on what's actually happening at the moment in the market, what I believe is the cause for this bit of a correction, and maybe hopefully alleviate your fears and emotional moments that you might be having because you see that your portfolio is dwindling before your eyes. So 12 current viewers at the moment, only 2 likes. Definitely make sure you smash that like button if you're new to the channel. Definitely subscribe. This is a fantastic opportunity for many people to maybe accumulate some altcoins that you've been eyeing. And yeah. So, Ogoro, Nigeria, we are kind of panicking. Well, hopefully after this live stream, I can maybe ease your emotions and fears and help you better manage that by showing you some support levels, giving you some fundamentals and so on. Mitchell Jones, I'm good. Bought some dips. I'll buy more if it drops further. Fantastic. You're tuning in from the United States. That's great. What time is it actually where you are? Money earners, bro, should we buy the dip or wait for the bigger dip? I'll be covering this question more in detail later on, but of course, I cannot really give you financial advice because I have not a crystal ball in front of me to tell me if it's going to dip further. But the easiest way is to just like dollar cost average. So, for example, you just buy smaller amounts as soon as it dips. If it dips more, you buy more. Yeah, basically, that's it. So, Mitchell Jones, 7 a.m. Okay, perfect. So it's just in time for your morning coffee. You can watch what's happening in the market. Luckily, the worst part you actually were sleeping through, where it dipped pretty bad. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be finished, but at the moment, the worst part is hopefully over. Caroline, good morning from Canada, 7 a.m. here. Oh, that's great. At the moment, it's 1 p.m. here in Switzerland. So it's good to know where people are tuning in from. I try and always do the live streams at times where I know people are awake, and it's very difficult to find like the best possible time that suits everyone. So I do them from time to time when I'm not working. And at the moment now I'm on my lunch break, so I decided I'd do a live stream to get you guys updated on what's happening in the markets, to make sure that you're not panic selling, and hopefully maybe showing some support lines on where you can actually expect the price to go. And some of those support lines actually were touched that I addressed yesterday because I was talking about where the price could go. So that's pretty good. So let's have a look at the charts. And yeah, Crypto Yoda, some idea why we had the crazy flash sale? Well, basically on Bitpanda there was like one. No, it's not. Sorry, not Bitpanda. Kraken had a big issue because there was one massive hedge fund that actually lost around, I think, 397 million US dollars. There was a flash crash. They got liquidated, and that caused even more people to get liquidated. So let's have a look at the charts. I'll bring up the screen here, and let's make sure that everything is displaying correctly before I jump right into it. All right, that looks good. All right, let's look at the charts. So we already looked at the charts yesterday. I didn't really expect to have a second dip, but it's fine. It's something that can happen, especially after such an exuberance that we had in the market. All right, so let's maybe start with a BTC USD, since that is often the coin with which all others correlate. And that's definitely had quite a bit of a correction. So let's maybe look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily. The daily looks like a bloodbath. It definitely looks like a bloodbath. Anyone that entered the market like post 47,000 and never bought before is definitely in the red at the moment. But we're at a very good support line, 46,596, which is pretty good. Let's see if we can hold that. All right, so yesterday we were looking at some possible supports based on our last rally, which happened between 29,000 and 58,000. So I always like to use the Fibonacci retracement levels. Sorry, that's the wrong one. To see how we're doing. And of course, it's very difficult to estimate what is going to actually happen in the future. But we were looking yesterday at this being a very good possibility to buy some dips. So currently, we're at the 0.382 level for BTC USD, slightly under it, which is 46,000. Now, it really depends on when this candle closes. So this daily candle is closing in 11 hours and 47 minutes. And if we go down to the 4 hour, and I make this bigger, we still haven't really seen any massive buy action happening. So we don't have like a green candle. So we're going to have to see a green candle to be able to better estimate where the bottom is actually going to be. All right, so it really depends now. It looks like this 4 hour candle is closing in 3 hours and 46. Let's look at the 1 hour candle that might give us. So also on the 1 hour candle, we don't really have any indication that the dump is over yet. We've got here 1, 2, nearly 3 touches at the 46,000 US dollar level for a BTC USD. So this is a pretty strong support line. Now the question is, if this candle here closes below 46,000, then it's possible that we go to the next support, which is, if I go to back to the 4, that would bring us down to 43,000. Yeah, so it's to be expected that we get maybe a wick all the way down to 43,000 should we not manage to close above the 46,000 US dollar level. That's something that we're going to have to see how that plans out. Only after a few candle closes around this area, we're going to maybe get some confirmation if we're going to actually use this support as a bounce back up. But yeah, if we look at ETH USD and the current price action, I think ETH USD has been doing a bit worse than BTC, especially since BTC had a pretty strong rally. So these are the price Fibonacci levels that I drew yesterday. And I believe I also mentioned that it's possible that we touch this upwards channel. And it looks like we touched it perfectly at around $1,370. And we traced already a bit. So we've got a wick and a bit of a green candle at around $1,466. So it looks like 1,450 could be a support. Not sure yet, but let's see. But what is pretty interesting is this wick here actually goes down perfectly, like nearly, no, not exactly perfectly, but more or less slightly above the 0.5 level. So that's great. Probably a lot of buyers has placed their buy orders slightly above the 0.5, and that's why we didn't touch it perfectly. But this wick here is pretty good. And it looks like on the RSI we're pretty low. So this is quite interesting. So we are in the oversold territory. It doesn't mean that we can't go lower, but in my opinion, when we're in oversold territory, it's never a good idea to sell. So if you're panicking at the moment, just close your charts, move away from the computer, deinstall your crypto portfolio application from your phone, and definitely do not start trading based on your emotions, because that's the best way to get wrecked. So 32 people in the stream right now. Make sure that you smash that like button, subscribe if you want some more information on cryptocurrency, DeFi, sometimes some trading stuff, but it's not mainly a trading channel. I'm mostly interested in discovering how the cryptocurrency space works and offering tutorials for people to participate. So it looks like this here is a little bit too high. Here, that's perfect. All right. So maybe if you want me to look at other coins, do let me know in the chat if you want me to look at other coins at the moment. Let's have a look at AAVE. I think AAVE is doing pretty well considering the massive dump that we just experienced. And here, I think this is extremely bullish in my opinion. So I've also got these levels, and these levels you can just imagine as the rule of nature. These are numbers, Fibonacci numbers, you can Google them, and basically very often the markets tend to follow these numbers, and they either act as support levels or resistance levels. So at the moment it looks like we actually went down to the 0.382 and we retraced. So we've got two wicks, two massive wicks, and it looks like we've got a double bottom. So these two wicks here at the 81 cents level, perfectly aligned and retraced back up. So now for Cardano, we're at 92 cents. In my opinion, that's pretty bullish. We're moving along well in this channel here, above the 72 cents range, and it looks like we're going to print a higher low. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good indeed. Low, don't sell, guys. Hodl as us from Malta. Awesome that you're from Malta. Very good advice. Miva, bear market, definitely bear market. We've been in a bear market since 2020. You should sell everything right now. The best time to sell is at the moment. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. We're definitely not in a bear market. I'm just kidding. But I think the fear at the moment in the market is palpable, and I'm trying to bring some relief to share with you guys so that you're not panic selling. So we're definitely not in a bear market. It's just a bit of a correction, and it also offers you maybe a bit of a taste of what it's like to be in the cryptocurrency space. If you're new to the cryptocurrency space, this is what you gotta expect. And you cannot just get 800 or 900% gains and not expect a 20% or 30% correction. I mean, seriously, that's like nothing. This correction is just like kindergarten, in my opinion. What do we have here for Cardano USD from the top down to here? That's only a 24% correction. Come on, a 24% correction. That's why I eat for breakfast. Seriously, if not for all the people panicking, I don't think I would have even realized that we had a correction. Yeah. Let's look at the BTC dominance at the moment. Let me look for that BTC dominance, coin market cap. Nope. So I think at the moment it's still clear that BTC has a much stronger dominance on the whole market. So BTC is at 60.93%. It went down a few days ago, it was 69%. When was it actually? That was in 2018 when the BTC dominance was really low at 37%. So yeah. Much needed relief over the over leveraged and weak hands. Exactly. People that have been trading the market using leverage positions, they get wiped out. That's definitely always good for the market. I mean, cryptocurrency is risky on its own. No need to go into leverage positions. It's people that are greedy, people that are impatient that end up losing a lot of money in the markets. So if we look at the 7-day Bitcoin dominance, because I think this is pretty, it's like it doesn't really change that much, to be honest. It's like a few days ago, the BTC dominance was 63%. It's definitely a lot higher, or a little bit higher than back on the 20th of February. But to be honest, not much change in my opinion. But what's pretty interesting is the massive amount of change that we had in the total market capitalization. So if we look at 1 month, we went all the way up to 1.74 trillion and we dropped down to 1.395 trillion. To be honest, that's not even too bad. That's not even too bad, in my opinion. Such a drop is to be expected. I mean, if you look at it on a 3-month scale, this drop is going to be like super small. So we already had such massive drops back here in January. So if we look at here, we had a similar drop in January where we went from 1 trillion to down to 837 837 million. So as you can see, these drops it's nothing new in the cryptocurrency space. It's something to be expected, and you have to learn how to deal with them emotionally. You have to learn how to remove the charts from your day-to-day life if you cannot handle the stress. To be honest, the people that make the most money in the cryptocurrency space are those people that forget that they have crypto. There are so many articles that I see or posts I see that people, they make like millions of dollars just because they forget they had crypto in the first place. Those people that tend to overtrade, they tend to look at the charts too much, they get led by their emotions. In the end, they get wrecked because they just overtrade and they think they're smarter than the market. Low, if Tesla jumped in with 1.5 billion around 40K, I would not panic at all at this point. Very, very good point. I know I already talked about that yesterday, but this is super, super important. OTC trades are really difficult to do for institutions. That means institutions that buy over the counter massive amounts of BTC, ETH, and other cryptocurrencies, they're not just going to sell with like a 20% correction. I mean, it's really difficult to find buyers, to find the sellers in order to acquire that much cryptocurrency. So they're definitely not going to be selling after such a correction. And in the end, what are they going to do with the money? So the institutions are actually in it for the long run. The retail investors, the weak hands, the ones that are in for the quick money grab, get rich quick with crypto, those will get flushed out because they don't really see the big picture, the long-term use cases of the cryptocurrency market. For them, it's just like nice numbers. They're happy if number goes up. And yeah. So let's look quickly at a few tweets I found that are pretty interesting that highlight the cryptocurrency crash that happened on Kraken. If you're not familiar with Kraken is a fantastic exchange, but it's not great for leverage trading due to the liquidity. I mean, leverage trading already has a lot of risk, and it's even worse if there's like low liquidity, because flash crashes can actually cause people to lose massive amounts of money. Because if you liquidated, then your position is market sold. That means the trading engine is actually looking for buyers for your position. But if someone was market sold before you, there's not going to be many buyers, and that causes like a massive cascade in the price as buyers are found, but there are even lower and lower prices. So if we look at these are coin metrics, thanks to Kevin Liu for posting this. This is actually the trades for major ETH USD markets in color and real-time references. And this is superposed. You've got different markets. So as you can see with Kraken, there were actually a lot of trades happening all the way down to 700 US dollars for the ETH USD pair, and that's because there wasn't a lot of liquidity when some people started selling. There were like not enough buyers buying at like high levels, so the trading engine had to find more buyers at lower levels, and some people got lucky and they had like trades, limit orders all the way down at 700, 800, $900, and they got lucky. I mean, imagine you wake up in the morning and you're just like your super low limit order got filled. That's definitely a nice feeling. However, it must really suck if you're like you had like a leverage long position and you get liquidated because the price dropped to 700. That must be definitely a really, really bad situation. So I'm not sure what it was. It was like hedge fund liquidated Kraken. In the last 2 days, there was actually on 4chan there was some information on this hedge fund. Where did I find that? I think, yeah, this was it. Yeah, this was the news article. Let's hope that this, yeah, that's on Reddit. And this is actually pretty crazy. New York hedge fund wiped out ETH USD flash crash to $700 on Kraken. So if you think like Wall Street bets is crazy, like wait until you read this. ETH USD flash crash all the way down to $700 on Kraken as a result of a 400 million trading account seems to have been wiped out by a leveraged hedge fund. That's pretty crazy. So ETH USD flash crash on Kraken, as you can see, the price dropped all the way down to $700. And this is actually an image. Someone leaked this information on 4chan. A screenshot of their trading account. Net cost $380 million. And the profit loss is at minus 366 million. So you can imagine how many executives are being fired or resigning after such a loss. I mean, this is pretty crazy. Percentage change minus 96. So this is definitely loss porn at its best. So if we look at this here, it's not even 10 a.m. on Monday, and I think some exits are about to resign. It was just one account, but unfortunately a big one, small New York hedge here, posted this information on 4chan. So this is definitely Wall Street bets type of stuff, but in the cryptocurrency space. Yes, what's triggering all of this? I sold at 30K and bought back in at 56K, 6K was utterly stupid. You're basically doing the best thing possible. I mean, who else in the cryptocurrency market likes to buy high and sell low and then buy back high again? Seriously, if I were you, just buy at some point and do not let yourself be led with emotions. If you decide to exit the cryptocurrency space because you've made some profits, then exit completely. Don't have FOMO if the price goes higher, because that's the best way that you get wrecked. Hopefully at the moment this serves as a lesson to be had, because if you really want to be successful in the cryptocurrency space, you just have to buy, hold long term, and if you actually make some profit, then try and scale out of your position. Never sell everything, because having skin in the game helps you manage your emotions if the price continues to go higher. Mark Mateman, don't panic, this is normal. Exactly, very, very good words from you. This is normal. When there's a blood in the streets, that's the time when you open up your account and start buying a bit more, because that's if you look at the historical price movements, that's the best thing to do. So 51 viewers at the moment, definitely make sure to smash that like button. The like a hidden secret is that the like button is correlated with the price of ETH, BTC, and many other cryptocurrencies. The more you press that like button, the more the price will go up. All right. So we're starting to get a little bit back on track, a little bit retraced from the lows. So that's pretty nice. So if we go back to the charts, it's looking a little bit better. So we're not like at all-time lows. It's going to be interesting if we're going to print like a triple bottom. If we're going to have a triple bottom, it's possible that we're going to have a retrace on ADA USD. Let's look at ETH USD, Binance. So this is looking pretty nice. It would be good to have a double bottom here as well to actually show that we've reached the bottom of this small correction. At the moment, the bottom is at $1,352. So that's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. At the moment, on the RSI, we are really oversold levels. On the daily, this is also, if we look at the daily, it doesn't look too bad. On the daily, it's possible that we go a little bit lower, but not too much. If we look at the RSI, we've got one touch here on oversold level after correction that we had on the 2nd of September 2020. So that brought us from $485 down to $300. So we are actually moving in this channel. So that's been pretty interesting. GL, been following you for some weeks. Thank you so much for giving us real-time insight, hodling onto all my position and dollar cost averaging, buying every 4 hours or so. Thanks, Kierin. Really appreciate the feedback. Really appreciate your support. I'm very glad that all you guys here are subscribed to the channel. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, all the views, all the feedback I'm getting, and it's thanks to you guys. Yeah, thanks to you guys. You give me the fuel to continue creating these videos. So I wouldn't be creating these videos without all the fantastic feedback that I would be getting. It's very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling indeed. So yeah, thanks a lot for the feedback. I really appreciate it. And yeah. So this is going to be interesting to see how it pans out. I do hope that you're managing it fine. I guess this is a bit of a wake-up call for people that are in it only for the money and not for the tech, because if the price drops and you don't have like the long-term vision on where the projects are going, where you're actually interested in going, well, it's very difficult to hodl for these smaller or larger corrections. If you've got a long-term vision and you believe in the project, so I believe in ETH, I believe in what they're trying to build, I believe in the DeFi ecosystem that is flourishing based on this fantastic foundation. So me personally, I think ETH is still pretty overvalued with what kind of potential it can bring to the space. So in my opinion, me personally, I'm actually happy when it drops. I'm not like trying to shit you. I'm actually really happy when it drops because I have sometimes the opportunity to buy more. And me personally, I'm wanting to keep it a bit under the radar before like massive institutions and more retail investors actually start understanding what kind of potential is in this gem and in this technology. Vention MG Toe, I'm watching with some interest, but it's all academic for me. My stash is locked in the bank box. I'm 4,000 miles away in Mexico. I can't buy or sell. Well, that's fantastic. That's probably the best thing for you. I try and keep things simple here. So if I'm explaining something in much too technical terms, do let me know and I'll simplify it. Sometimes I lose myself in some explanations and I forget that maybe not everyone is familiar with trading terms or cryptocurrency terms. So definitely let me know. There are no stupid questions. There are definitely no stupid questions. When I entered the space back in 2015, it was a lot of learning that I had to do. And sometimes now some knowledge, I feel like it's normal to know, but I kind of forget what it is to be a beginner. So if you do not know something, definitely ask me. I'll clarify it. I try and break it down as easy as possible because I really like when people do that with me. People explain to me some complicated things in a more easy to understand manner. So let's look at DO. I come back to your question, Vention, in a bit. So let's look at Polkadot. I think Polkadot is actually doing pretty well. If you ask me, it's not had such a bad correction. So it's at $29 at the moment after a pretty healthy rally that it's experienced since the beginning of the year. So we had this breakout when it was trading at around $20, actually $16. We had this nice breakout. So we're going to have now this actually very heavy correction. So you have to see these corrections as a way of breathing. The market is alive, and these corrections, it's like someone that's doing a sprint. He has to stop and get some air. He has to like take a break and so on. So these corrections are very healthy for the market, and it's actually gaining a bit of energy and new fuel and new buying power in order to go up and do the next rally. And this is especially something that happens over and over again in the bull run. You don't have to think that just with every small correction the bull run is over. But on the other hand, you have to realize at some point the bull run will be over. So do make sure that with every leg up, you take a little bit of profits. TS, I'm so underwater, it's comical. Should stick to my 9 to 5 until the day I die. What prices did you enter? I think if you just look at it as a long-term investment and you don't think about, oh man, I'm going to get rich, become a millionaire in the matter of a year, then it might make it a bit easier to weather these corrections. But of course, if you bought the top, it's definitely going to be a bit more painful for you. But people actually bought the top here, for example, back on the 24th of November. So if you look at DOT, people bought, let's look at that on a longer time frame. So you have to see it like this. Some people, they thought they bought the top here on the 28th of August. So they bought at $7, right? So some people, they panicked and they sold. Some people bought the top here on the 28th of October and they panicked and they sold. Or some just hodled. And as you can see, I think you just have to accept that you're never going to have the best price in the market. But time in the market always beats timing the market. That's if there's one thing that I want you to get from this video, is that time in the market always beats timing the market. So the longer you're in the market, the better chances you have at making a fantastic profit. Getting rich quick never works in crypto. That's a very good statement, Mark Mataman. So let's go back to one question that I saw, and that is Vention. I got attracted to ETH about 18 months ago due to their ETH 2.0 proxies. I got them at 160 each. It's locked in the box as well. Right, that's a fantastic buying price. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to Ethereum 2.0. I've got a video coming up soon where I go over some of the new updates, changes to the roadmap for the Ethereum 2.0. So I think you might be interested in that as well. So let's look at BTC USD. I know we covered that already. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, to be honest. If we actually draw, I think I see here a trend line on the relative strength index. Basically, this relative strength index shows how much an asset is oversold or overbought. On the daily, it does look like we're having a crossover. So it's possible that we're going to have like a bit of a larger correction or some sideways trading happening in the next few weeks, which is definitely something that is to be expected after we had this push from 29,000 up to 58,000. I wouldn't even be surprised if we go down to the 42,000 level. So we've got this trend line here, this RSI trend line, and I think we're going to have some kind of touch at the 44 level. That would probably mean that the price might drop even lower, maybe to the 42,000, like actually at the top of the previous high. So the previous high is 42,000. So that's like I was talking about in last video. Jalal Miharadi, do you know why sushi down is still negative? Probably because many of the altcoins are correlated with BTC. So when BTC goes down, altcoins, they bleed even more than BTC. That's why when BTC is rallying, it's very dangerous to be on altcoins. Altcoins, they can also go up massively, and I believe Sushi had like a pretty crazy rally. And I think that's also one reason why you shouldn't really ape after a coin has actually had a massive rally. So in my opinion, this is a pretty healthy correction. But if you entered Sushi anywhere above $16, it's after like a massive price increase from 50 cents back on the 3rd of November. So you have to look a little bit at the charts and think, all right, does it make sense to enter that coin after it did 400, 500, or even more percentage gain? So if we look at the price, I'm not sure what price you entered. You can tell me the price in the chat. But up until here, we had a 3,722% gain. And the dip is not even 28%. I mean, seriously, you can't really be complaining a 28% dip if you've got a 3,700% gain. Now, of course, if you didn't manage to get in back here, even getting in any time afterwards, even getting in at this top here at $2, that's still a 500% gain. Even getting in at $7, that's 167% gain. So it really depends when your entries are. Entering after like such a massive price increase, you cannot really expect the price to go up even like another 5x. So you have to expect first to have a correction, or you have to weather such a correction. And yeah. Aki Bablade, if we drop below the 1-day 21 EMA by more than 10%, I think we're on course to follow the 2017 pattern, but with November, February shifted to December, March. Me personally, I don't think so. The fundamentals have completely changed to back in 2017. I mean, I might be wrong, but in my opinion, this is just a minor correction. Yeah. Milton Bates, I think BTC will trade around 42 to 44 dollars, 44k dollars for a few weeks while it consolidates. I believe that as well. So if you look at the BTC USD price, I do think we're gonna actually have a very similar. So here back the beginning of January, we had this rally. It brought us, oh, what is it? So it brought us here and we consolidated sideways. And I think this is something similar that we're going to happen. We're going to have this sideways trading between probably a little bit lower, probably all the way down to 42,000 and then go back up along this line. I know this is like really disgusting drawing, but yeah, I guess you get the gist of what I meant. So it's possible that we go all the way down here and then we start trading sideways with this downwards trend line. And then my expectation is that sometime, so 29th of January, so probably around end of March, we might break out of this. But yeah, I guess it's an estimation. You never really know how the market. So it's possible that March is going to be a bit of a boring month. But as long as BTC is trading sideways, going down, then altcoins can thrive. Because that was actually the time when the whole altcoin rally happened back here in January. Yeah. So if we look at ETH/USD, we can actually expect something similar. But I think ETH/USD could actually be continuing its rally as it's still above this channel, this bullish channel. Going to be interested to see that. So what I do hope is that we bounce off of this upwards trend line, which we've been in since back last year. So since the 14th of March, we've been in this upwards channel. We actually managed to break out of it. Now we have another channel up here. So this line here is acting as a support. And what I'm really hoping is that we bounce off of this support. We don't break below $1,372. and then we managed to re-tackle the $8,853 range, and that would bring us back up, and we possibly retest the $2,000 resistance, which is a very strong psychological support. Have you checked AAVE? Let's look at AAVE. AAVE also had a crazy rally. A crazy rally indeed. I think 1000x since 2020. Remember when AAVE was back? Yeah, few cents as ETH Lend before they did this transition and changed their name. So let's look at AAVE USD on Binance. Yeah, the same here with synthetics. AAVE had like a crazy run, and this is like just a little blip, in my opinion. Nothing really too bad, especially after we had this massive rally down here from 33 cents all the way up to 500. So really crazy. This is like 160,000% increase back from 24th of October 2019. Really crazy, increase. Unfortunately, I didn't buy AAVE back then, but yeah, I'm a big fan. AAVE is a really great sponsor of mine. I really enjoy the platform. So if you're interested in getting fantastic yields, I definitely recommend that you visit aave.com. I know the ETH fees are killing us at the moment, but when ETH fees are sorted out, AAVE is a pretty great place to get some pretty good yield. So on TUSD you've got 10.96, and these are fluctuating rates, but in my opinion it's better than what you get in your bank account. So definitely consider them. There's a link down below if you want to test out the platform. I'd really appreciate it. I'm a big fan. I've been a fan also before they were sponsoring me. All right, let's answer some questions. Definitely leave some likes. Let's try and get to 50 likes, cause there's 100 viewers in the stream at the moment. If you don't like money, don't subscribe. Let's have a look at AAVE. AAVE has got some fantastic fundamentals at the moment. To be honest, I'm really bullish on AAVE. And as you can see with this dump, AAVE has been doing phenomenally well despite the current market situation. All right, AAVE is doing pretty well. This is pretty good. So we're on the daily time frame. And here we've had this massive resistance since back in when we broke down below it on the 27th of January. We had like nearly a retest on the 7th of May, another retest on the 31st or the 2nd of April 2019. Now we actually another retest on the 8th of July 2020, and now we managed to break. So this is the AAVE. This is basically how much ADA you get compared to ETH. So the ADA-ETH ratio, and you want this number here to go higher. That basically means that for each ADA that you have, you get more ETH. And basically you want to always have a much higher ratio. So you want to have a coin that increases either in ETH valuation or BTC valuation, because then it makes more sense to hold this altcoin than it would make sense to hold ETH. All right, and if we come back to this resistance, now we're above this resistance, and it turns support. So the current support is at 57,916 GUI, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good. In my opinion, should ETH lose more value, then ADA is going to gain more in value compared to ETH. So the next resistance is actually going to be 76,000, and then afterwards we're going to tackle up and go to the 138,000 level. So if we actually map that out and let's look at what kind of price points we could expect, and that is if we expect ETH to remain at the same price. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. So that would actually be from here 22% increase to the first level and 121% increase to the second level. So if we actually go back to ADA USD, this is, no, let's not look at Kraken, let's look at Binance. Let's look at Binance. So 21% increase from the current price would bring us back to the $1.12 and 121% increase. That would be actually bring us to the $2 range. That would bring us to $2. That would be pretty fantastic. And that would actually bring us to this line 1.618. So that's pretty. I think end of March or maybe even April we'll probably see $2 ADA. Yeah. Fixes, the era of open market thumbnails have begun. Yeah, I'm just trying to see how that works. Not exaggerating, but yeah, I'm gonna try and see if this actually helps with the click-through rate, because that's definitely important. Yeah. Definitely leave me some comments if you've got any questions. I'll be closing the stream soon because my lunch break is soon over. Yeah, if you've got any questions, definitely leave me some feedback. Yeah. Mark Martiman, I'm bullish on Matic Network, Phantom, Reef, and Serum. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Matic has been doing a lot of fantastic things. There's also a lot of pretty good projects I've covered that are using Matic, like EasyFi. Reef, I think Reef is a fantastic project. It's got some good fundamentals. The only thing I'm not really too fan about with Reef at the moment is the amount of shilling that's happening. There's a lot of bot accounts on Reddit and a lot of shady things happening with the total supply concerning Reef. So I'm a bit on the fence at the moment. I was considering making a video about that. I'm not really too sure because I really don't want to incite any FUD, but I think that's still an important point to address. Let's go back to ETH USD. Marcel G, your thoughts on Bitcoin? I think I covered BTC already quite a lot in this live stream. You should go back and try and find those parts where I cover BTC. Basically, I'm saying it's possible that it will move sideways for the next few weeks until the end of March. Where did I do that? I was Binance. Yeah, it was Binance. Yeah, so I expect the same thing to happen in January, that we move onto the end of March sideways, and then we break out of this downwards trend line resistance, the same as what happened back in January. Milton Bates, Reef CEO did an AMA on these issues. It's on their YouTube channel. Well, yeah, I'll take a look. I'll take a look. Yeah, but the bot accounts, that's still kind of a bit of an issue that I've seen on the Reef subreddit. Maybe they address that. And also some of the questions that I had on the Telegram were never answered. I think that's a bit shady. Like I said, I'm on the fence, but I don't really want to like make any FUD or anything. It's just some things. I've been in the space for quite a while to see some red flags, and I definitely have to dig deeper on that. I was actually thinking about posting like an in-depth video, but I've put that on hold until I've actually managed to like iron out all of these red flags. Amadeo, yeah, Reef added 0.5. Yeah, basically that's the thing that I've got an issue with, and I actually asked quite a few questions on the Telegram group and they didn't answer it. So I think that's a bit, yeah, bit shady. Not really sure why they did that, and I really didn't find any information why they did that. So me personally, I like to have transparency with projects, and if they do like shady stuff like that, me personally, it's no go. I've sold my Reef tokens, yeah. Hit the like buttons. All right, I will be closing the chat now. I'll catch you in the next video soon. Really love the support that you guys have been giving me. And definitely make sure you check out my next video, which will be about DeFi, how you can get started in DeFi. So yeah, that was it for this video. I will be catching you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Stay strong. Don't panic sell. Close your cryptocurrency portfolio trackers and don't let emotions guide what you do in the market. Catch you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.